Guys, we need to talk. Welcome back, guys, and as always, if you guys would give me a like, a subscribe, that would greatly help me out with the YouTube algorithm. Alright, let's dive into it. As many of you know, over the past year and a half, the economy hasn't been doing too great. It's been having a little bit of a downward trend after that huge spike after COVID. People are sitting here left wondering, where do I put my retirement money? What do I do in planning for retirement? Well, I'm going to sit here and tell you 4 great accounts to put your money in, and one that many may not think of. The first account that we're going to be talking about is a Roth IRA. A Roth IRA is an individual retirement account. And what this means by Roth means that you put in money post-tax. A Roth IRA allows you to have tax-free growth and allow you to take the money out tax-free as long as you've had the account open for 5 years and are over 59 and a half. The max contribution for a Roth IRA in 2023 is $6,500. Unless you're 50 years of age or older, then you could contribute $7,500, which they kind of give you a $1,000 catch-up amount. Also, there are income caps on a Roth IRA. The income caps are a modified and adjusted gross income of $153,000 if you're filing single and $228,000 if you're filing joint. If you are over those limits, though, you could still contribute to a Roth IRA, what's called a backdoor Roth IRA. You could look them up on YouTube, you could look them up online, and I can make a video about it in the future if you want. Just write down in the comments that you want a video about it. But this is 100% legal, and for people who are over those income caps, they could contribute to a Roth IRA as well. I personally love the Roth IRA, and I contribute the max to it every single year, and I believe it's a great way for young people to really save money up for retirement, because the way it works is you're paying post-tax money, and when you're younger and just starting up, you're kind of in the lowest tax bracket that you may be in the rest of your life. So getting the money taxed now, you're being taxed at a lower tax rate and allowing to put more money in and have it grow tax-free and take it out later tax-free. And then when you're 59 and a half, you could pull all that money out completely tax-free and your growth is not taxed or anything. The one downfall, if you would call it that, at 73, you are required to take minimum distributions. So you're required to take some money out of your Roth IRA. Even if you just want to let it sit in there and grow, you can't. You're required to take some money out at the age of 73. On to number 2 account is an employee matched 401k. And I say employee match for a huge reason, because through most employers, they will give you a match of certain, maybe 2% all the way up to 10-15% I've gotten personally. So what you want to do is this allows you to take money from your paycheck pre-tax and invest it. So you're able to invest more money because you're not getting that tax withdrawal out of it. And as I mentioned before, I specifically stated employee match 401k because if you get a sponsored employee 401k, they will keep contributing money into that. So all you have to do is put in the match. All you have to do is if they're going to match 8% of your total income throughout the year, you put in 8%. The max that you could put in to a 401k for the year of 2023 is $22,500, but you don't necessarily always have to put in that amount throughout the year, because for some people that could be a lot of money. So you don't always want to have all that money tied up, but I would at least put in the match so you get the most out of your money. So you're essentially just getting more free money into your retirement from the company. Just like the Roth, you have to take minimal distributions when you hit 72 years old, but for a lot of people that doesn't matter because some people are already living off their retirement and withdrawing from that when they hit that point anyway. And the one thing that I do like about the Roth IRA versus the traditional 401k is because when you do start withdrawing that money, you're going to get hit with taxes on all of your earnings and your principal that were put into the 401k because you didn't pay tax at the beginning. Roth IRA, obviously, we pay tax at the beginning, so it could grow tax-free the entire time. The 401k grows tax-free the entire time as well, but at the end, we have to pay taxes on the earnings and the money that we put into the 401k. The number 3 account that we're going to go with is an HSA. An HSA is a health savings account. It is a type of personal savings account that you could set up for certain health costs throughout the entire time of you having it, essentially. An HSA allows you to put money into it and put money away and withdraw it tax-free. So that means you put your money into the HSA pre-tax, and you could also withdraw it pre-tax for any qualifying medical expenses. So technically what you could do with your HSA is you could put money in pre-tax, put it into invest it, and then you could let it grow the entire time pre-tax, take it out for medical expenses pre-tax. So for all that money that you've put in there, you are never getting taxed on it if you're using it for a qualifying medical expense. So putting that money into an HSA, investing it, let it grow over the long term is a fantastic idea if you can do that. If you could keep the money in there, pay all your medical expenses out of pocket and do whatever you can, because that can grow until later when you're retired, when you're older, you have some more medical expenses, you have a huge amount of money piled up that has grown throughout the years to pay for those medical expenses, and then you don't have to take taxes on them whatsoever. Or what else you could do is at 65, you can also draw money out of that HSA for anything that you want. You will be taxed if you do it that way, but that's another way to essentially have a type of 401k or something like that where you're able to throw money in there pre-tax, invest it. If you use it for health expenses, great, then you don't have to pay taxes whatsoever. But if you don't end up using it for health expenses, you could use it as another retirement account, another vessel to have money in to grow so you could pull it out later. There are a few negatives about the HSA. One is that to qualify for an HSA, you're required to have a high deductible health plan, and they qualify a high deductible health plan as a deductible over $1,400. And the max contribution for an HSA per year is a little bit lower. It's $3,650 if you're single, or it's all the way up to $7,600 if you do it for a family. So if you have a family, you could put in that money, let it grow, or use it for medical expenses later on down the road. I personally just started up an HSA, and because my health insurance is a high deductible health plan, I have me and my wife on it. I'm going to try to contribute up to the $7,600 for this year, but it's okay if you really don't, because you have other avenues of the other accounts that I showed earlier that have a little bit of a better outcome than the HSA, but an HSA is just another avenue that you could use to invest your money and keep it growing for a long period of time without paying those taxes. Number 4 is a high yield savings account. And with this day and age, with interest rates being all over the place and us not knowing how the economy is going to work, a high yield savings account is a great idea to put your money in, especially when cash is a little bit more powerful, kind of holding on to and seeing where the market's going to go. And if you could hold on to that cash and invest it in a way while you still have free access to it, while it's still liquid, it's a great idea, because in these high yield savings account, you're sort of guaranteed a type of return on investment or ROI where we could get some type of percent on our money just sitting in the account and the bank's using our. These high yield savings accounts are fantastic vessels to hold your money in because they have a national average of about 4% APY, and all of them pretty much fall in between that 3 to 4.5%. This is a great alternative for a traditional savings account that gives you 0.001% on your money while it's just sitting there and they're investing your money. Also, it is very liquid, so you could pull it out, put it in your regular checkings account, use it to pay for things, transition it to other accounts to invest it later on. It's completely there. It's your money. It's not tied up for any period of time, and they adjust the amount of interest that you get into your account based on the amount of money that's sitting in your account for a certain period of time. Another great thing is that there is no fees for minimum balances. So you could literally have it as a zero balance and just keep it open and throw some money in there when you can. And if you're just having money sitting there, it'll just keep growing and compounding and compounding and compounding. I know some of you are thinking, hey, what about individual brokerage accounts? What about throwing it in the market, doing this, doing that? Those are great ideas too. Those are obvious kind of ideas and pathways to go. You can completely do that. But the way the market's been going right now and kind of having its ups and downs, I'm going to see where the Fed ends up on interest rates and see where the market really kind of turns down to kind of throw more of my money into that market, because as of right now, to me, it looks like we're still at a high even though it's been trending down. So I'm going to see where it settles to, especially with this banking crisis going on, with Silicon Valley Bank going under and a bunch of all of these other small banks being hit. Charles Schwab, them pulling a bunch of people pulling a bunch of money out of their money market accounts. So I'm going to really see where the market kind of sells down to before I throw a bunch of money into there. And as I mentioned at the beginning, I said there's one thing that one account that some people don't really think about and that don't really throw their money into, and that'll be yourself. Invest in yourself. Take some money, learn a new skill, try a new business, try to invest money into learning something new, bettering yourself, going out there, use the money to get a gym membership, start working out a little bit more, maybe spend a little extra money to eat a little healthier, become a better version in yourself. It is never a bad investment to invest in yourself. All right, guys, thank you very much for watching the video. You let me know down in the comments what investments you're really going to be putting your money into in these next couple months while the Fed tries to decide what the interest rates are going to be, with the market going up and down. You let me know. If you like the video, give me a like, give me a subscribe. I much appreciate it. I'll see you guys in the next one.